is Susan, and I'm excited to be a part of today's Useful DIY May 2020 challenge. This challenge is hosted by Mom from Mom Does Handmade Life and Yolanda from Blondie Next Door. Their channels are amazing and I highly recommend them. I have their channels listed in the description box down below. The theme for this challenge is Cardboard Crafts Useful DIY, and I can hardly wait to see what the others have made. The playlist will be listed down below also. If you like content such as this, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please ring that bell and hit the like button. It really helps my channel to grow. And without further ado, let's get started. The cardboard I'm using for this project is 3 processed cheese boxes. They're very sturdy and heavy, and I've used them for other projects. I've made dividers. I just covered it in ribbon and made dividers for my craft drawer. But this time I'm going to use it. I'm using some cardboard from this Amazon box, and I'm just going to glue the boxes together using hot glue. Once I get these boxes glued together, I'm going to measure out the bottom. I was going to put a bottom on this to give it support and to make it look better. And I just cut it out with my case cutter. And I glued that piece of cardboard down on the bottom of the boxes. And once I got the bottom glued on, I took 4 of the largest wooden beads that I had. I wished I had the 1-inch side, but these still look nice. And I glued one on each corner, because what I'm making is a riser. And I took Waverly white chalk paint and just gave it one good coating of that. And before it dried, I took the Waverly chalk paint and mineral and just went over it blending. And I took just a small paintbrush and just dabbed black ink Waverly chalk paint over it and just kept blending and getting that gray and this what would look like wood grain. And I just kept blending that with the mineral and what was left on my paintbrush from the white. Then I took antique wax Waverly and just painted over it. And I didn't even rub it off. I just kept painting it to try to make it look like butcher block. And then to hide the ends of the box, I took ribbon that I had gotten at Dollar Tree and just went around the sides of it to kind of give it a finished, polished look to make it look put together. And my son didn't even realize that it wasn't wood when he saw it. And this is the finished result. For my next project, I used these charms and I just painted it with the Waverly antiquing wax to kind of dull the look of the gold, and then just wiped it off. I have a vinyl cutting machine, and I used the center cardboard tube from one of the vinyls that I had used up. And I took the ribbon and I measured the width of the ribbon. I tried to cut it with a case cutter, but I found that using the little hacksaw from Dollar Tree worked and gave me a straighter cut. And I'm making napkin rings. And I just sanded down the edges and I just kind of gave it a little bit of the antiquing wax on the ends. And I just wrapped it, the ribbon around the little cardboard rings and then glued it down. And I just gave it a finished look, folded in the ribbon before gluing it, the second part of it down. And I had some jute string and I just added the little tiny wooden beads on the ends and just tied a knot in the end of the string. As you can see here, I just put a dab of glue at the seam in the back, and then I just did a simple bow. After I finished my bow, I just hot glued one of the charms in the center. And then I've got my napkin ring. I did this 4 times. And this is how they turned out. My last project, this is the end off of a curtain rod I thrifted. The cardboard is this is the center of aluminum foil, the long aluminum foil, heavy duty foil, and I just glued the knobs in the end using hot glue. And this is yarn I had left over from crochet project, and the white is a fuzzy yarn and the black is just a plain yarn. And I just did 2 lengths of the ottoman that I was sitting on. And I did 36 strings of white and 36 strings of black. And yes, I had help. And the string measured about 80 inches. Everyone should have as much help as I have. I attempted to get 6 strings of yarn of each color and just alternate them. I just divided it in half and just knotted it onto my tube. And I did 6 strands of white and 6 strands of black, and just went white, black all the way across. And I had ended up with 12 bunches of yarn. And I just spread them out. I took the first strand of white and the first strand of black and just did a simple knot together, and then just went down the row and did the next 2 and the next 2, just a simple knot, trying to get them at the same height. And from what was there, I took 3 strands of the white, 3 strands of the black, and then I took 3 strands of the white, 3 strands of the black of the next row of strings, and then I just did a simple knot there. And then I took 3 and 3 from the with a total of 6 strands from the next, and just went down the row that way, trying to keep everything in line. I know it's easier for you to watch what I'm doing rather than me explain it. And the leftover strands on each end, the 6 strands on each end, I just tied a simple little knot there. On the next row, I took the 6 strands that I had from the first knot, 3 white, 3 black from the strand of 12 that I had, and then just did a simple knot and just went down the row from there. Once again, it's easier to see what I'm doing rather than me try to explain it. I have 72 strings total, and I was going to put a bead on the end, but I decided the natural didn't match the bar, so I painted 36 of them black and 36 with the antiquing wax, wiping the wax, or just lightly painting the antiquing wax. And I just I used a yarn needle and just threaded the yarn through the beads And I didn't have any order with the beads. I just mixed it, making sure though that I had 6 black and 6 of the antiqued ones for each group of strings that I had there from the knot. And once again, having help is priceless, but I found it was easier to do this hanging hanging from the door so that I could get my beads on without too much help. But to do this, I had to have a hanger. So I just got strands of the white and the black and just kind of twisted it together and just tied it on each end so that I'd have something to hang it by. I trimmed off the ends of the yarn, and this is what I got. I think it looks very pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing and please give this video a big thumbs up. You have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.